Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Maru and Terror here on Outsider. Top side of the map we have the Korean Protoss player, it is Maru. He's green. And way down to the south here we have the Red Zerg player, Terror. Playing under one of his many Smurf names. This guy needs to get his Smurf name game under control, man. This is like the 10th Smurf name I have seen for him. But he's an excellent player, so he's worth casting, and this is a very long ZVP macro game. Once again, thank you for visiting my channel. Happy Saturday. Hope you're staying safe and healthy in this time of turbulent history. Man, 2020 is going to have a lot of chapters in the history books, I feel like. Anyway, Outsider, a ZVP. And no, I don't think this is Maru, the StarCraft 2 player. The Terran StarCraft 2 player, who is very excellent. He has won multiple GSLs, Global StarCraft Leagues. He is an elite Terran player, and this Maru competes in ASL and Star League seasons and all that stuff. He's active in 2020. Not entirely sure when this was played, but I feel like it's in the last couple of years. So maybe I'll put like 2018 in the title, somewhere around there. I don't think this was played in 2020, but hey, you never know. Maybe there will be an update where replays have the date they were played in them. That would be awesome. That would be fantastic if Blizzard did that. Maybe I will tweet that to them, and then they can do it, and I'll be happy. Anyway, overpool opening here from Terror, just playing extremely safely right now. 400 APM kicking up for that guy. Forge Fast Expand out of the play for Maru. Little probe harass happening here. Hit that like button, by the way, if you enjoy these casts. I know that you do because you're here, but if you click the like, it tells YouTube that there's good stuff going on this channel, and it can recommend me to other people who also need to know about Brood War and the great goodness that it is. So clicking the like button on each of my videos is really good for me. It's good for the... What the hatchery positioning is that? It's good for me. It's good for StarCraft. It's good for the channel. Look at this ling count. There's more lings than we would expect here from Terror. And what on earth is this hatchery placement? Look how far it is from that gas. Alright, man. It's cool. Whatever you're into. There's a lot of lings coming, and they're not that far away. You might want to pull some additional probes down to block this, or maybe throw up a gateway or something. Because these lings are going to get a run by. Okay, so the gateway comes up, and trying to body block it here a little bit. Additional probes are coming down, but not to block. And turn it... Oh, that was terrible. They just ran right on through, didn't they? So 2 lings get inside your main base, which is blah. It's bad. It's a bad experience. Any Protoss players who's had 2 Zerglings inside their main base hates their life, I'm sure. Because they can pick off probes, they can scout. Look at that, probe down. No big deal. No big deal at all on these guys. I mean, they're not going to kill the entire probe line because they really can't. Probes can fight back pretty effectively, but they can scout out here. They can see what you're up to as a Protoss player and really make your life more difficult, which is, you know, nobody wants their life to be more difficult, right? Right. It's not what we're into. Oh, that's just a macro hatch. So macro, interesting. I've never seen that. What are you doing, Terror? So he throws up a macro hatch here into a natural, which is better located. I don't know why you don't do it the other way around. Why not just throw this hatch up and then throw this hatch up? Like, what does this do for you when it's first that this doesn't do? I don't understand. I mean, it's easier to wall off against aggression, but this is a Forge Fast Expand. There is no aggression. Are you seriously still getting kills up here, guys? Okay, so one's dead. But they got 2 probe kills, which is really annoying stuff. Zap, zap, zippity zap. And you're not really killing it until you get a Dragoon, which is going to be a while because your Cyber Core is still under production. Dude, this Zergling has 2 kills by himself right now. His buddy who's dead had 1 kill. It's a pretty quick lair coming in, but again, recognizing the threat that is a potential Stargate opening from the Protoss player. Might as well get a head start on it, honestly. Even if you don't know if there's a Stargate yet, just going for the Spire is going to help you in a myriad of ways. It's actually kind of awesome, right? Because if you go for the Spire opening and your opponent doesn't go Stargate, you're kind of in a great position because they don't have any Corsairs. But if they open Spire or open Stargate and you don't go Spire, bad things will happen to you. So, man, this Zergling, though. Again, just the annoyance. Just the sheer annoyance. Anyway, he's not going for the second gas yet, so that usually indicates that... You know what? Never mind. The timing on that not quite ready yet. It's fine. Zergling. Getting back up to full health. Scouts the Stargate coming in. And so far, Maru doing okay. He's got about 240 APM. He's doing all the right things that you want to do. The Spire's on the way. Second gas timing, if he's going Mutalisks, is going to be right about now. Although he really does not want to go Mutalisk, does he? Third hatch coming up on the left side. A little bit sneaky. As this is a spawn location. It's a 3-spawn map. So he's taking the low ground at the other spawn location here on the third place, interestingly enough. So this could be a handful of mutas, but it's probably just Scourge, would be my guess. And finally, the Zergling dies at the hands of the Zealot. Didn't have to wait for a Dragoon after all. Very nicely done. Robo Facility coming in. Overlord in position to scout as necessary. And so far, just waiting on the Spire and waiting on the Corsairs to be produced. And there's another hatchery. Wow. Another hatch from Terror. I kind of love it. And a Hydralisk Den. Okay, so yeah, the Hydras are going to be for like anti-Corsair stuff, but the Scourge will be to chase them home too. And keep them away. Probe is here to scout if there's a third base over this way, and is going to scout this location, but is also probably going to die sooner rather than later. Although the Lings don't have speed, nor has it been researched. Like, it hasn't even started yet, but Burrow's on the way. Interesting. A burrow opening here from Terror. Okay, these Overlords are stacked, so they're both taking damage from this Corsair. Split! God, that was... Wow. Look, Overlord's down to 50 HP after taking that splash damage. And now they're both going to die because they were stacked up together. Overlords, do not stack. Stacking is bad for your health. That Corsair has 2 kills it should not have, and horribly supply blocked his Terror right now. Scourge trying to chase down that Corsair and murder it for the insult that it paid to its brethren, but nope. Not going to happen. We'll make it back to the cannon. Wait, hold up. Did he stop? No, he's here. Okay. Yeah, the 2-kill Corsair is here. Lost track of it for a minute there and thought it had died. Alright, we're totally good. Zealots coming into this third base. He didn't even wait for speed. He was just like, let's go. Nor is he getting speed. What an interesting match this is. I'm enjoying it so far. So no speed opening, but that means that the Zerg player is not ready for this. And as a result, yeah, that Sunken is canceled. Lings are here to deal with the Zealots kind of effectively, but actually pretty poorly. And Terror's going to lose his third hatch. Reavers are in production too, so like I see a Reaver drop in the future right now. These Zealots doing all right for themselves. Full surround there. Additional Hydras come in, and now the Zealots are all dead, but that took a lot to get rid of these guys. So third base doesn't die. It's just harmed a little bit. I feel like the Zealots maybe could have stood in there and taken down this hatch to a certain level, and then it would have been easier to snipe later on. I don't know. Yeah, lot of Hydralisks here. Lot of Hydras. Scourge trying to get hits off. Not working super well for them. Oh, here we go. That's one hit. Somehow the other one did not get a connection, despite the fact that the Corsair flew right into it. Collision detection, not really a thing in the sky. You can fly through anything in the air, which is an interesting aspect of Brood War, to be sure. But shuttle movement upgrade coming in right now. He's going to try to make sure the skies are clear. So this Reaver drop is awesome. And so far, I'd say he's doing all right. I mean, that's a lot. It's another Overlord down. The Corsair count is heavy. That is 7 Corsairs. More than you see on average in a PvZ. But so far, another Robotics. Is he just going for a ginormous, scary Reaver drop? I feel like that's what he's doing. Fourth base coming up on that left side makes a ton of sense for Terror to take that one. Third base, thinking about it. Here is Maru. Oh, he did a little probe trick to sneak his way up here through these minerals. Basically, you put the probe on just right up against these minerals and then have it build a pylon, and the pylon pushes the probe through the minerals. Because again, collision detection is a thing. So Hydras are here to try to deal with the Corsairs. The Corsairs are just making sure that the travel path for the shuttle is healthy, and it is. That said, what is over? Oh, a little burrowed Zergling. Ah, so he's using burrowed lings for vision purposes. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. They actually have a pretty good vision radius when they're burrowed. So not too shabby. All right, so here we go. Reaver drop time. Is that? My goodness, that is 2 shuttles, 2 Reavers, a Dragoon and 2 Zealots. Trying to cruise around this side and get some damage done. Overlords run. That is a lot of Overlords, man. Oh, the supply block is so real today. The Scourge do nothing. The shuttle's in a lot of trouble. Unload, 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 unload. All right, the Reavers are unloaded. And they're trying to get some big-time hits off on these Hydras. The split is pretty good from Terror. Oh, one of the Reavers does go down. The other one gets picked up. Okay, not bad. Could have been worse. Could have been worse here. The supply block is huge. Oh, Scourge. Oh, they get one of the shuttles, though. But the Reaver is still alive. Zealot's trying to take down that 4th base. Reaver trying to get a nice shot. Oh, on the burrowed drones. Big time. 3 Hydras down, though. Corsairs cruising on in to get rid of these Overlords. Hydras do end up saving the 4th base and saving the 3rd base as well. That burrow on those drones. Pretty good stuff, honestly. I've seen some people in the comments asking about why Zergs don't research burrow. The supply block today is nuts. Terror is in a large amount of trouble. Maru is playing this pretty well. He's really slowing down Terror immensely. He's only at 44 drones on 4 bases, which is not the number you want to have. You want to be closer to 50 or 60 on 4 bases if you can help it. He's got his 3rd base up and running right now, which I think is entirely hidden from Terror, which is nice. Another macro hatch here. The macro hatches help a lot. Let's not lie. They help you recover quite immensely. Ooh. So here's a question. Do burrowed units not take the splash damage? Like if you hit something that's above ground and there's burrowed stuff all around it, okay, it does not protect them. That's what I thought, but it looked like that one attack only hit that one drone that was above ground and didn't hit the burrowed ones, but it totally did. This is the most Corsairs I've seen in some time on the channel. I feel like there was a game I cast maybe last year with Bisu where he just went nuts on the Corsairs. He's getting Disruption Web. Dude. Maru, this map gives us good games. I like Outsider. There has not been a single dud of a game that I've cast on Outsider in my entire history of casting. I'm enjoying this immensely. This is really, really, really good so far. So yeah, the macro hatches are great. Terror's up to 48 workers. Again, more Overlords down. Seriously, though. Ow, ow. Oh, they were even Drop Lords. Oh, that's brutal for Terror. How about these guys? These Drop Lords? No, they're just coming out here to die, I suppose. Yeah, that's the trick, though. If you're going to make this many Corsairs, use them out and about. It's like Mutalisks. If you have Mutas that are sitting at home, they're not doing the good thing. Holy crap, we're going carriers. I mean, the Fleet Beacon's here, obviously, for the Disruption Web. I did not think we would get carriers today. Why on earth would you go carriers? I guess you Disruption Web the Hydras. Dude, are you seriously trying to drop here again? Terror, I do not support this plan. Not even like the smallest or insiest or teeniest of bits. You keep losing entire Overlords full of stuff. You're getting supply blocked, and you're losing army supply. Maru is doing this perfectly for what you're trying to do. Dude, he's getting carrier capacity upgrade. He is seriously going 2-gate carrier right now. Holy crap. The Hydras can't do anything because there's Reavers defending the natural base. He can't get up to the 3rd with drops because the Corsairs are controlling the skies right now. Maru is doing everything you could ever hope to do to counter Terror in a ZVP. I am wholly impressed with him at this moment. I mean, maybe there's a reason he took the name Maru. He knew that Maru was a big name in StarCraft 2, and he's like, you know what? Brood War needs another Maru. I can play as well as Maru does. Dude, free Scourge. These Overlords trying to sneak. These poor sneaky guys. Bad times. And then you just run away because the Hydras aren't very fast. I'm loving this. I am. Whew. This is great. 11 other bases coming up for Terror here. Pretty sure these Corsairs found another Overlord and sniped it on the right side. Speedy double Reaver drop. The Hydra is coming up to meet it, though. Look at this. Oh, look out, dude. Look out, dude. Okay, everyone's dead here. I mean, was that good trades? I don't know. Reavers are expensive, man, but that was like 10 Hydras. Hard to say. It is. Dude, carriers in a ZVP. What is happening today? 3 Stargates up. I really don't think that Terror is expecting this. I don't. Ooh, Lurker does drop in here out of range of the cannon. The reaction time by Maru was kind of awesome, actually. Where is his detection is the question. Does he have any observers out? He does. I just don't know where they are at the moment. Maybe he doesn't either. And now the carriers have been revealed. So immediate Queen's Nest comes up. He's going to want Defilers for this. He's absolutely going to want Dark Swarm. He's going to want Plague. Not that you don't want those things anyway against a Protoss player, but it didn't seem he was super interested in getting there until this point. Does he seriously not have... He has an Observer on the way. And another one out. They must not just have speed upgrades or anything, because they're taking forever to get here. So at this point, it's a 3-basing Protoss going Sky Toss today, which is ambitious. Part of how that works is if your opponent doesn't see it coming. And Terror was able to scout it. He got the Queen's Nest up. He's making 10 more Hydralisks. He's going for the Hive. It's going to be a while for him to get to Defiler, so he needs something to stay alive until then. And that answer is just going to be all of the Hydralisks in the known world. He's got +2 attack and +1 on those dudes. These carriers have +2 attack done, which is yeesh. They do a lot of damage pretty quickly and pretty frequently, so that +2 attack is big. It's a really big deal. He's going to go on the offensive for really the first time today. He hasn't made any kind of a serious attack, which is why Terror has like 1 million bases right now. Yeah, I don't know. How many Scourge does he have was a big question. That Corsair count is pretty good, and he's got the Reavers to deal with the Hydras at the same time. Look at this positioning. So those Hydras trying to get on top of the carriers, but they're flying over a location their bodies where their bodies can't be dealt with. Look at the disruption web! Look at it! This is incredible! The problem is that there's so much Zerg stuff right now. That is so many Hydras. The low to high ground attack, it doesn't do 100% of the damage, and it misses a lot, but it's still better than nothing. And coming up the ramp to do extra damage here, too. Hydras, they recognize a lot of them are going to die. They get it. But they're willing to sacrifice their lives to make sure that the Protoss does not get a stronghold in this location, does not get a foothold in here. So all the Reavers are dealt with. The shuttle's getting focused down there too with that +2 attack, but the Hydra count getting whittled down just a little bit by these carriers and their +2. A lot of interceptors getting rebuilt here too. 3 more carriers at a time. If you can keep these initial carriers alive, which is going to be a little bit difficult to pull off, I think. Dude, that one carrier is so injured. Has like 70 combined HP, which is not ideal. Maybe more disruption web. Okay, the Scourge though. Got one. Got one of the carriers. More disruption web getting tossed down. These guys dodging out of the disruption web. I'm sure Terra's like, who does this? Why do I have to dodge out of disruption web? The answer is Maru. Maru's the madman who would pull this strategy out in this game. Another base getting taken at the same time here. He doesn't need that mineral income for these carriers. Each one of these interceptors does cost a little bit. A little bit of mineral count. Lurker is at 2-2, which means the Hydras are at 2-2. It's 174 to 134 supply at the 20-minute mark. This is not good. This is not a good place to be if you're Terra, but the numerous bases that he has is going to be extremely useful. The Nidus Canals connecting bases for easy reinforcements for the Hydras is fantastic in case he loses track of these carriers. This is where Parasite would be nice. Like, you don't lose track of the carrier group if you Parasite one of them. And I think as a Protoss player would be reluctant to murder, right? Would be reluctant to murder a carrier. Whereas we have seen Parasite used recently on the channel on a tank, and the Terran commander had no problem killing the tank. I don't know if it's the same thing for carriers. Like, each carrier is really expensive and really important. So I don't know. So +2 Corsairs with Disruption Weber here. This one Lurker up on the top side. Hey, Observer, get over here. Do your job. Scourge. Again, Scourge. No, dealing with Corsair is so hard when they're in these numbers, and they have these upgrades. Oh, here we go. Hydra's unloading. This unloading stuff that Terror is doing is pretty awesome. They're going to snipe a Nexus that's trying to come up right now. That's an attempted 5th, and I don't think that got canceled for Maru. Terror back up in supply by, well, we're pretty even at this stage now. The advantage that Maru had is gone, but The rampage is beginning down the left side for the carrier player. The Scourge count is high. And the Corsairs are very willing to die to keep the carriers alive, is what they're doing right now. So they're +3. The Disruption Web is up. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh. I've seen this before. We have seen this attempted before by a Protoss player. I don't think it won the game. It was pretty awesome. Ooh, Nidus can now snipe. Nice awareness there from Maru. And he gets the hatch pretty quickly. Pretty darn quickly here. Where's that shuttle trying to go? I don't know, but it's going to get caught by a Scourge. He's trying to sneak down that way. Carrier's jumping back the other direction. That's a lot of Hydras, though. That's a lot of Hydras focusing down the bodies. This does take a Scourge hit. The shuttle jukes back up the other way. And the carrier's just fighting right now. They're doing all right, I gotta say. They are doing all right for themselves. Reaver's dropping. Dude, this Maru guy. Look at him with the Reavers and the shuttles and the Scourge. Well, and the Corsairs and the carriers. That carrier needs to get out. 62 total HP there is bad. My gosh. Still, 35 probes remaining. I mean, I don't know that he ever had a lot of probes to begin with. Here is the problem for Maru. He really only has been on 3 bases today. Apparently, Hydras have been running into the base and causing some problems, too. Fair enough. I mean, Terror, both players losing a lot right now, but another carrier goes down, and that is just massive. That is really so big here. He can go ahead and deny these bases, but there are so many other bases to worry about if you're Maru right now. Terror's done the right thing. If your opponent's going for a long running attempted strategy that will take them a lot of time to deal with, then you just expand a million times. And if they're slow moving especially, they can't hope to kill all of your bases all of the time. Another carrier goes down. This is nuts. This is like 2 straight weeks in a row we've had carriers on the channel. We just don't get them a lot. Look at this. How many Hydras have just been massacred here? It's 119 to 120 total supply. It is even Steven right now. These Hydras are still doing stuff. Did they take down that Reaver? Holy smokes. I'm moderately impressed by that. Very good. I thought they'd be dead by now, but they're not. Oh, there's the Dark Swarm, and that's when you get out, because that's not going to happen. Finally, he gets up to Dark Swarm tech. Oh, but the Defiler dies for not being inside the Dark Swarm. That's a rough thing to deal with. It doesn't protect buildings, so taking down that hatchery is totally viable. As with these hatcheries, it would be nice to kill those. A lot of Hydras, and some of them are not being protected by the Dark Swarm right now. Jeez, the Reaver shots on the Hydras, though. And then the carriers being protected by that because the Reavers are the priority. This is nuts. Is Maru going to pull this off? He has effectively killed 2 bases of Terror right now. A lot of the hatcheries, a lot of his larva production is down here. These Reavers, though. 10 kills on that Reaver. Not too shabby. The +3 on these carriers really carrying them through this battle. Any more Disruption Web available? I don't know if you need it. Dude, this might be Maru taking down Terror, which, holy smokes. I did not expect a Maru victory when I clicked on this video, and we're a little bit of a ways to go here. We are not done by any stretch. But this carrier group, it has taken some casualties, it's taken some hits, but it is still continuing to push on and take out bases. Overlord's going down. 119 to 120 total supply. Really, it's income that is Maru is struggling with right now. He effectively has 1 mining base for minerals, and that's it. I mean, taking this geyser seems like it'd be a smart thing to do. You have some idle probes up here, man. Do it. But all of these hatcheries down here to the south are in a lot of trouble. Hydra's trying to focus down one of the carriers, and not able to do it. Just too many +3 interceptors smacking him in the face constantly. A lot of drones getting massacred. It is still a big-time drone advantage at the moment for Terror. But every drone he loses takes him closer and closer to a bad place. Man, another hatchery down. I mean, for all the hatcheries that Terror was running with, it was like 20 hatcheries, it felt like. He just, Scourge hit. Carrier group down to 3. I think Terror might have done this. I feel he's taken a lot of damage. Remember this one source of income I mentioned previously? Yeah, it's this one source of income, and there's one Reaver defending it against about 100 Hydralisks and Zerglings. So that doesn't happen. The 2 carriers now, trying to make it work down here, but it doesn't seem ample. Reavers coming in to try to defend. They might save the Nexus. No, they're not saving the Nexus. Oh, no. Maru has 34 minerals in the bank, and he has to long-distance mine. So the good news for Maru is that the income is not really fantastic for Terror. He's just now resaturating this 4th base up along the left side. But I guess his natural still somehow has minerals in it, which is kind of incredible. The right side getting saturated too. Yeah, I think Terror's pulled this out. I think it was really touch and go for a minute there. But Maru just doesn't have the income to consistently be replacing carriers and interceptors. How did he lose another carrier? Scourge keeps sneaking in here? Probably, would be my guess. Reaver stuff along the left side getting chased away by these Hydralisks. Dude, that group of Overlords, which is Observer can see. Maybe it's bait. Oh, it's just this. He just keeps suiciding Scourge into these carriers. All right, so look at him trying to Reaver shot through the minerals. You can't do it. This is a wall. So he has to unload the Reavers on the outside. Oh, why? Why would you fly that close to the Hydralisks? Be careful, dude. Be very, very careful. Oh. I don't know. I don't know what Maru's going to do here other than having these Corsairs. All right, that was big. That was a couple huge drone hits right there. Oh. Corsairs, turn around and save the shuttles. Sacrifice yourselves if you must, and they don't sacrifice themselves because they not must. Drones getting massacred here, dude. This match, though. This one carrier coming on the right side trying to shut down that location. It's 46 drones right now for Terra, which is not great, but he's still up 20 on Maru, so he's got to feel better about that, I would guess. Scourge down. These Corsairs doing work. 8 damage, fast fire rate, splash damage are these Corsairs with the upgrades. Comes into play a lot here. This is why I don't see carriers versus Zerg very much, is because like those 3 Hydras took this carrier down to 100 HP. That's why. Oh, more Dark Swarm protecting the Reavers now. He's still making carriers with what very little income he has remaining. He's not rebuilding this Nexus. He's just long-distance mining. Which I feel like the investment for a Nexus would be totally worth it. Look at these drones coming in. So one of the Reavers goes down, but dude, this ground army, the number of Zerg units that have died today is going to be a lot. Drones getting exploded there. Another Reaver down, trying to dodge the disruption webs as best as they can. Here are these Hydralisks. That hatch goes down for the 2nd time today. Right side to base. This base alive. This is like the income, I think. I mean, the long distance mining down south is for real here, too. Oh, another Reaver down. These Hydras, like, they're all dying. Let's make no mistake about that. They are all dying. Look at this. Oh, he snuck it through. What? Dude, Scarapathing is nuts. Scarapathing be crazy. Like hooch. Hey, look, another carrier out. I mean, here's the problem. 1 carrier, not great. 2, better. I guess this one's alive. Overlords have 2 armor, which is nice. Oh, snap. There's Hydras in there. Run! Looked like that Corsair was plagued for a minute because he was standing over that little fissure opening into the ground. Another Overlord down on the supply block on Terra for the 18th time today. Reaver. Oh, no shots on the Reaver. Bad maneuver there from Maru. He needed that Reaver to get like a shot off on that group of Hydras. Otherwise, he has to retreat, and by golly, he does. Look at this Scarab. Hey, got it. So a Scarab can sneak over here, but Probes can't. That's hilarious. Look at him not building a Nexus in this top left. Maru, you're a crazy man. Of course, he tried to go, you know, carriers against Terror, so he's a pretty crazy man as it stands. 77 to 76 supply. Nice disruption web. Hydra's moving out, though. Another disruption web would be awesome. I don't know how many. Oh, the Reaver shot's coming around the other side, though. Sneaking around that, trying to sneak around that left side and failing miserably. A bunch of drones went down there, too. It's 37 drones right now for Terror. Dude, just the sheer amount of long-distance mining that has happened in this game. Probes fighting for their lives against +2 Hydras. +3 attack Hydras with +2 armor. There's nothing to defend them over here, but he's actually retreating with the Hydras. Incredible. More Overlords getting sniped down. The Hydras jumping on top of the Corsairs, but they were bait, and the Reavers. Man, these Hydras, though. Just enough of them. Consistently enough of them to kill Reavers today. Okay, so base replanted. Resaturating the right side. Terror is doing his best here. This is so good. 57 to 64 supply. Terror has a lead, but a lot of that is drones. But a lot of that is Corsairs for Maru, too, which just are not going to help against these Hydras all that much, with the exception of the Disruption Web, which, you know, we've seen is okay. I've seen your comments about why Protoss doesn't use Disruption Web against tanks and stuff. Mostly it's that it doesn't last long enough to really last for an entire battle, even if you're crushing it. It used to last forever. I remember in the first patch for Brood War, Disruption Web lasted for like 2 minutes. It was insane. And then they nerfed it to like 10 seconds because it was insane. Ah, the memories. Dude, this harassment, though. He's just like killing drones here and there, killing bases. Terror's down to 28 drones. This hatchery is gonna die because it got spotted. This right side base, again, is pretty much all that Terror has at the moment. He's trying to replant the 9 o'clock for the 18th time today, it feels like. It feels like it's been dead for most of the time here. It's just, if there was Zealots, I think, instead of Corsairs using all this supply, I think it might work better. Except, I don't know, except you can't. The Zealots can't fly around with the carriers, you know what I mean? Oh, he opened up a path. Oh, no. All right, well, pull back to the cannons, everyone. There's a million Hydras coming to murder us and our one source of income. He's trying to take a Nexus on the right side, but that's going to be dealt with because it's been scouted as well. I mean, part of this is, yes, you've been aggressive, but you need to be more defensive. You need more income. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. The Hydras. They found us. I don't know how, but they found us. Carrier down. Carrier possibly down. Disruption Web's getting tossed up in desperation, but I think the final carrier is almost dead. 100 HP there on that guy. The Hydra really, really needs to be focusing the body of that carrier. Not doing a great job of it, but that's okay. Right side base, man. It might actually get up here. This is getting an epic tag. I don't care. This is nuts. There are 50 supply for Terror at the 33-minute mark. He's been wrecked. He's been wrecking. This one carrier with 19 kills is going to have to be the one to save this Nexus. Dude, get the Overlords. Oh, no. What? Why? Where are you going up this way? I don't know. All right. Well, Disruption Web up. Overlords getting sniped. One carrier here to deal with like 15 Hydras. Doesn't seem all that optimal to me, but the supply block for Terror is real once again. Or it's not. There's just enough Hydras here where you can kill the Interceptors. Just focus down the Nexus. And I think that's your GG. There's just the Hydras. There are not many of them, but there are enough. And Terror in 34 minutes. I think he's done it. I don't see how Maru sticks around anymore. He's down to 8 probes. They keep getting massacred, and that's your good game. Maru taps out, and Terror is your winner today in, golly, in the 34 minutes. What? What on earth was that? Oh my gosh, what a match. What an insanely, insanely good match. Oh. And I don't know. I don't know that it ever felt necessarily like Terror was going to lose this thing. Just because he had the Hydras, man. He had +3 attack on the Hydras. He had a number of bases. His income was awesome. His drone count was awesome. And Maru was never able to establish anything more than like a third base. He was on like 2 consecutive mining bases, maybe 3 consecutive mining bases once. And if you're going to try to pull this carrier stuff off, you need to be on 4 bases for at least some amount of time to really get that carrier group into a large, unopposable, unstoppable force. I did like the disruption web attempt. It was nice. It was cute, but it doesn't last long enough. Really, the Hydras are nimble enough to get around and outside of it. And overall, the Reavers were genius because obviously the Zerg player was going to go for Hydras to counter your carriers, and that's why you made some Reavers. But just enough times, there were enough Hydras there to wipe out the Reavers while taking significant casualties, but killing the Reavers was the big deal. If we look at the income tab, which I want to do here actually, as it's 251,000 points for Maru and 218 for Terror. Look at that. Actually, bigger score for Maru in that game. That's nuts. 676 Zerg units produced to 300 produced by the Protoss player. And resources here, yeah, way more minerals mined and about 20,000 more spent. Which is just, it's attrition, man. It's law of attrition here for Terror to be able to win that thing with the Hydras that he did. Beautiful. That was a lot of fun. I like carriers in PvZ. Maybe we'll see it win one day. Perhaps. Amazing. All right. Well, shoot. That was a lot of fun. Hit that like button, by the way, if you enjoyed that. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.